Good morning. We're going to do a map in QGIS from data in LogScope. This workflow can be applied to any mapping package that's able to take shapefiles in. So I have a bunch of files here in the list view and the default view of LogScope, and I'm just going to change to a map view. And here I have all the wells that are in that view. And I can circle a few by just drawing a circle around a few of them, and it will use those. Or alternately, I can use this select all feature down here and select all the wells, which is what I'm going to do. Now I then need to produce a shapefile, and so I go to multi-well, and we're going to produce a shapefile of the porosity, for example. And in LogScope, you have the multi-well capability and a whole list of functions. And the one that we're particularly interested in is the statistics function, because we're going to take an average. You can do various reports, stereo nets, parameter views, header views, and so on. The set primary is important because it allows you to set the primary well to a well that has all the formations in. I'm going to leave this as it is. So I just click on statistics, and then I have the option to choose the range. So I'm going to change this to a single zone, and then I'm going to choose the zone that I want to do, which is way down the bottom here in this list. So it's the Lowville Prison Stand member. So you can do multiple zones or the whole depth range, but I'm going to choose just one. I can filter the data using conditional expressions using any of the other logs here. And I can select the logs here by just going to logs, and I want effective porosity. So I just find my effective porosity, like so. Now it's producing the average. We're going to use feet, and the type is text, but we need to change that to a shapefile. So we change that to a shapefile. I can also output minimum, maximum, and standard deviation if I wish, but we'll just stick to the average. Then we hit OK, and then we run. And it produces a shapefile, and we save that shapefile, and I have created a new directory in my project area, and we just select that folder, and it saves that shapefile. Now the question has been asked is, what can we do with that? HRP uses a package called QGIS that's available and can be downloaded freely. Just search in Google for QGIS and you'll find it. So I need to pick my project, and I've created a project called example, and that's done through either the project button or clicking on the white blank, which is new project, and it gives me a blank page. And the next thing is, what do I need to do to put my shapefile into that? Well, under QGIS, all the buttons are here, or you can go to vector and or raster to load a vector or raster, but I tend to like using this one here. So I choose the raster, I actually choose a vector for this option, and then I choose the data set, which is going to be stats shapefile. You only have to select the shapefile. It will know that it needs the other two, and then I just do open and add, and there we have all the wells. If I go to the particular layer that I've imported and I go to properties, I can change the symbol, choose whatever symbol I like. I can go to the labels and I can display single labels, or you can actually display, if you use rule-based, multiple labels. But I'm going to use single, and I'm just going to show the well. So we just do that, and then we have all the well names listed here. If I want to produce a heat map, I can use the raster function here, and it's in analysis. And you have the choice of moving average, data metrics, inverse distance to the power nearest neighbor. I am going to use inverse distance. And I have the status there. And we have to open advanced parameters so that we can actually set this to average phi e. And then we're going to save this to a file, and I'm going to call it phi e .tiff. If you read the documentation, you can change the parameters as you like, and then we just do run, and that produces the shapefile map like so. The next step is if you want to produce a contour map, we can do that by just going back to raster and extraction and extract contours. And these are in percentage prosody, so I'm going to go 0.02. You can change the name of the variable, but I'm not going to worry about that much now. And then again, I'm going to save that to a file, and I'm going to call this phi e. And it saves it as a package, but you can also save as other formats. I'm going to leave this as default, and then I just do run, and then we have the contours that you see there. And if I want to change the color of the heat map behind, I can go to the phi e and go to properties, and if I go to symbology, I can change it from a single grey band to a single pseudo color. And we choose the color ramp, which I'm going to choose as spectral. And if I right click on that, I can invert the color because I want blues as low and reds as high. And the range, I'm going to make it from 0.0 to 0.2. Down here you can change it from continuous to equal interval, and then you can increase the classes like so. You can also change the values by just double clicking on it, and you can change the value there. But we'll just leave it the way it is, and we'll just do that. And there we have the map with the colors behind, and on top of that the contours in red. If we go and check the properties of the contours, because this also is a kind of a shapefile, we can show the labels as our elevation, which is porosity. And we just hit OK. And there we have the contour values here, like so. Now, if you want to export the project as a TIFF file, you can do that here, and you just save it, save as, or save to various things. Let me just move this back here. If you want to produce a PDF, you have to go to the Layout Manager, or create a new print layout, which we will do here. So I'll call this IE, and it opens this tool here to do the layout and to produce the map. So I can add all sorts of various things here, but I want to add the map, and I put the map in like so, and there I have my map. And then I've got the scale of 36,000. I can change that to 35,000. Or 350,000, I should say. I can add grids. So we add one. And then we're going to modify that grid. And then we can give it a frame. So we give it a zebra frame. And then we can draw the coordinates outside the frame. And the interval that we want to use is, I'm going to put in 0.1, and let's see. So maybe I need to use something a little bit, so I can go 0.5. And it gives the coordinates, in our case, in latitude and longitude. And we can do the same with the other one. And there we have the longitude coordinates. You can choose whether you want them on all sides and how many decimal places you want to have for those. I'm just going to leave everything as is, and I can move the frame about like so, and I can just diminish it a little bit like so, just by changing the scale. Next thing I want to add is maybe I want to have a scale bar, so I can draw one in like so, and it's in kilometers. You can change it to miles, whatever, and I can add a legend. I'll put the legend in here. And the band is 0 to 0.2. And if I get rid of, I can change these, and I can get rid of the things that I don't want to see. And then the last thing I can do is a title. So down the side here I have title here. And I'll put in fine E. And then if I go to font, I can increase the size of the font. I'll make it 24. And then I can put it in the center and I can change the color, as you saw, to whatever I want it to be. And then you can save that layout into the project just by saving, and you can use that again, and you can output that as a TIFF file or a image for use elsewhere. Thank you very much.